Hi guys, thank you so much for watching Artistic Bliss. I am Arantha, and on today's Truth Bomb Thursday video, I'm going to be telling you things that help me sustain my mental health like in my recent downtime. Number one, journaling. Journaling is a great way to sort of write down your thoughts and your patterns and what you are thinking about and sort of figure out why you are feeling a certain way. Because so many times you have like so many thoughts running through our head that we sort of get baffled and overwhelmed so easily. But when you're journaling, you can literally just write one thing at one time. So you're focusing just on one thought, and then you realize what that thought is, and then you sort of self-analyze to know where that thought came from and how it made you feel and what makes you feel a certain way. And usually when you know the root cause of the problem and you know how it makes you feel, the solution is like literally right there. So it helps you solve so many of your problems so easily. It helps you realize patterns in your life, that are repeating and why they are repeating. And it just helps you express and share without being judged for it. So journaling is great. I used to journal like literally 3 times a day. So there is no bar on journaling. You can journal as many times a day as you want to, as you need to get your head sorted. So go journal. Number 2, go for long walks. Long walks literally was such a game changer for me, because usually when you're in the place that you're constantly thinking about the problem, there is no shift in your mindset, there is no shift anywhere, so you're consistently thinking about the problem and you can't really think of anything good. So the best way to sort of get out of your head is get out of that place, change your environment. So usually when you change your location, you're also sort of creating like a mindset shift. So when you go out, try not to focus on your problems and yourself. Try to focus more on the things that are happening around. Don't be lost in your phone. Just go out, look at the trees. I used to just go play with dogs, look at the trees, wonder, just go around, keep staring at things, and just give myself the space to look at something beyond me and get out of my head, get out of my system, and just be free of those thoughts for that time, and it would create such a mindset shift in me. And then when I would come back home, I would feel so refreshed and so happy, and I would feel like so much better that I realized that there's a life outside my life. There's a life outside my head that I am constantly in. So go for long walks. Number 3, meet supportive, encouraging people. So go out, meet people that, will encourage you. Not people who will pull you down or judge you, but people who are always in your corner, who will always support you, who will be there for you. For me, this person was Allison. She's my friend of 15 years now, and we were friends, but I don't think we were that close earlier. But recently, because during my downtime when I shifted here and everything, I feel like my bond with her has become so much stronger, and I can just call her at any point and talk to her about any rubbish, and it's such a good feeling when you have that one person that you can just share everything with, and they don't judge you, but they validate how you feel. So it's really important to have this one person who can validate how you feel, who can validate that you're not crazy and you're not insane for feeling that particular way. Everyone feels like that. So find that one person in your life who encourages you and rekindle that relationship if you've lost it. Or if you already have it, then you're super, super fortunate, and just, go out and reach out to that person who will encourage you, who will be there for you, and who will not look down on you or judge you. So meet encouraging people. The fourth thing is meditate. So for me, I sort of lost touch with who I am and with what I was feeling at the point, and I couldn't sort of differentiate between what I was actually feeling and what I was aspiring to feel. So, for example, I was saying that I want to be happy, I want to be happy, I am happy, I am happy, I am happy, but I wasn't happy. So, mindfulness meditation in that way just helped me sort of sink into myself and realize, okay, I'm not happy, and that's okay. Like, it's okay not to be happy. But I just want to feel what I'm feeling at this point, you know. I just want to sink in, because so often we tend to suppress our feelings and run away from our feelings and judge our feelings as, oh, you're feeling that certain way, it's bad, you are bad. But more often than not, the solution is just feeling those feelings. Like, if it's sadness or it's distress, just sink into yourself and feel it. Feel sad, feel depressed, feel helpless, feel overwhelmed. Just feel it. Feel it and then let it go. The more you resist it, the stronger it will get. So just feel it. So meditation helped me a lot to understand what I was feeling, to sort of relax those shoulders that I constantly do that in when I'm overwhelmed and stressed. So yeah, to relax yourself bodily, physically, mentally. So meditation super helped. Trust me. The next, that is the fifth point, is exercise. I am not somebody who exercises. Quite honestly, before this, the max I had been able to pull exercising for was 3 months. But recently I started exercising because I put on a little weight and I wanted to become a little fit. So I started exercising, and I realized when I started exercising that my mood immediately changed and it became so much better. And I started it to become fit, but now I'm continuing it just to feel good, just to feel healthy and happy, because there are these, there's like this dopamine or something that's released into your brain when you exercise. So do that. Trust me, it's so good. It's so good. And I know I'm talking about exercise. I don't even know how long I'm going to sustain with it. But just it helped me. It totally helped me. So right now, I make sure that I exercise every day, at least for an hour. There are some days when I skip because I'm me. But I try to fit in an hour of exercise every day into my schedule. And so the way I do it is, so I'll just take you through my process real quick. Firstly, I start with like a 15-minute warm up where I sort of do stretches and warm up and try to get my body ready for the intense workout that I'm going to do. Then I do 10 minutes of spot running, okay, where I run on the spot, and in that one place, I just run, jog for 10 minutes straight without a break. And then I do a 5-minute walk, because my body is so body heats up so much with running, that you can immediately stop. It feels a little odd in my body. So I just walk. I just do a walk for 5 minutes. After I feel like my body has comparatively calm down a little from that heat, I start doing a 10-minute HIIT workout, HIIT, HIIT workout. So it basically helps you work your entire body up in a very short span of time, but it's extremely intense. So it takes some time for you to be able to do the whole workout properly. Like when I say time, I mean like weeks for you to be able to do the whole workout properly. But you just have to be consistent in doing it. So 10 minutes of HIIT workout. And post that, I do a 10-minute cool down sesh where I sort of do light exercises and sort of light stretches and stuff like that. And then I do a 10-minute breathing regulation. where I just sit and let my breathing come back to normal and regulate itself. And I focus on my breathing patterns, and I deep a little more, and I breathe a little more deeply. So that's my 1 hour of working. And so this is something funny. When I started working out, I started feeling a pulse in my brain, like right here. I started feeling a pulse, and I was like, dude, is this normal? Is this normal? But then I realized that that's probably the blood being pumped into my brain, and maybe it's that blood circulation that helps my brain feel like mentally, physically so good. So yeah, exercise, do that. Just 1 hour, don't try to overdo it. Just 1 hour every day. Trust me, you will feel much, much better. The sixth tip I have for you is diet. So this is just like 15 days ago. I realized, again, I was getting fatter. So I asked my cousin, who's a dietitian. So I asked her for a diet plan to help me become fitter and become not bulgy and not feel so weird in my body. So I was feeling very weird and bulgy and bloated in my body for a very long time. So I just asked her to give me a diet, a meal by meal diet, and she did. She gave me a meal by meal diet, and I've just been following the diet for like 15 days now, but I feel so good. I feel so good. I mean, the diet she gave me doesn't ask me to starve in any way. It just helps me have all of the components of the food, like your carbohydrates, your protein, and your starch, and all of that. So it helps you have all of these components fit into your diet so that you feel fuller and you feel healthier. And I know that I started doing this to lose weight, but quite honestly, I feel healthier from within. I feel mentally so happy, because when you're fuller, obviously you're happier. So I feel mentally so much better. I feel so good in my body. I feel healthier in my body. And it just feels so light and so easy in my body. So yeah, start getting the right diet. And if you want to get your own personalized diet and you want to get your own diet chart, I will sort of put Rochelle's contact information in the description. Rochelle is my cousin who gave me the diet. She's a dietitian by profession. So I'll put her contact information in the description down below. So just go contact her and get your diet chart right now, because trust me, it will do so much for your mental health and so much for just your well-being and your health in general. So go ahead and get a diet chart. And the seventh tip is, do not suppress what your heart is trying to tell you. Do not listen to your body. Like, for example, when I was feeling bloated, now that's not really an emotional thing to deal with, but it was a discomfort. So when you're feeling bloated and when you're feeling off in your body, listen to those signals. When you're feeling off in your brain, when you're feeling uncomfortable doing a certain thing, listen to those signals. Listen to listen to your intuition. When you when you feel like something is good for you, do it. When you know that something is being toxic, walk away from it. So listen to your heart and your being and your intuition, and do what is best for you. So do not ignore it. Do not suppress your feelings. Do not judge your feelings. Just simply listen and acknowledge the place that you're coming from, and be compassionate with yourself. So that is point number 7. And we have finished the 7 ways I sustain my mental health. I've finished telling you about it. And I hope this really, really, really helps you, because this totally changed my life. It made me feel so much better, so much more healthier. And it's very important for us not to only take care of our mental health, but take care of our overall health, because every system of your body is sort of interrelated and interconnected. If you really like this video and it helped you, please put it down in the comments below. Please comment below. Tell me if you like the video. Tell me if any of this made sense to you. Tell me anyway, ask me any question that you have. Tell me any way that I can help you out, and I will be more than happy to help you out. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. Just be happy, like genuinely happy. That's what I wish for all of you guys. So I'll see you on Monday next. I make new videos every Monday, Thursday and Saturday. I will see you next on Monday. Until then, take care. I love you so much. And if you have any more tips that you think I missed out on, write them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I love you so much. Bye-bye.